video, we're going to be working on taking out the lower control arm. Just so you guys know, the lower bolts back here is a 27 millimeter on the outside, and these things are usually very rusty, so remember to spray a ton of penetrant, WD-40 or other, and let it soak probably the day before if you can, and soak them really good. These are going to be a humongous pain to get out, so get ready for a fight. You might have to use heat, you might have to use whatever you can. Sometimes you have to tighten a little bit and loosen a little bit just to break the rust, because it's a metal bolt in a metal sleeve, and a lot of corrosion from salt and whatever else that gets in there, so it becomes a real big pain. We are also going to have to take out the lower bolt on the shock. This is a 27 on the bolt's head side and a 30 millimeter on the nut side. These are torqued down to 410 foot-pounds on the, I believe, the 2009 and later versions. I think you have to check the correct specs, but for ours, which is a 2010, it's 410 foot-pounds. We're also going to loosen, we're going to take the dust shield off, which we already have. This is the dust shield right here. We pop this off, and that shows this, I believe this is a 13 millimeter. Let me double check. Yep, this is a 13 millimeter, so you're gonna have to take this off. This is only torqued to 20 foot-pounds on this model, and then we're gonna push the front axle out so that we can make room to take out the lower ball. We're gonna disconnect the lower ball joint, which I believe is a 24 millimeter, and it's gonna give us a little bit of room to angle it out. The actual complete way, like honestly the long way of doing this, you would have to take off the caliper, the rotor, and take this whole front knuckle off. It's the recommended way of doing this, so it gives you enough room. But we've noticed on this that we're able to kind of like angle it out without removing this, leaving the top on, just putting a jack under the knuckle just to support it. Definitely you need two people for this, and one person kind of balances it on the jack while the other person gets the lower control arm out. It's not the best way. The best way, if you're doing this by yourself, is to disassemble this whole thing, take the knuckle off, disconnect your four-wheel drive, this actuator, the air vacuum line here. It's a lot more work. We're trying to save some time by just taking out what we have to and trying to angle it out. We've already done the driver's side, and that seemed to be what worked for us, so I think you can do it without a problem. You will also need to disconnect the end link on the sway bar. That's under there. That is I believe it's a 18 millimeter or 19 millimeter. Let's just double check that. I think it's an 18 actually. I'll double check that. I'll put all the sizes in the description below, so check that out, so that we can just disconnect that lower one. And then we have the ball joint, which we said was a 24, and we'll take that out too. So let's get to it, and we'll start taking this thing apart. All right, guys. So now we're gonna take off the front axle bolt. It's a 13 millimeter. Get that right. Not hold on very strong, so you should be able to get that out without a problem.
Put that back on.
Actually, we gotta put that back on. We gotta knock it out. I mean, it shouldn't be in there that tight. Yeah, see, barely tapping on it. And it's able to come out. You don't want to damage that, so take your time. Loose in here, so now when it drops down, this will come out completely. So next thing we're going to work on, we're going to put the jack under here, and we're going to take out this bolt that we just loosened, this 27 millimeter on this side, 30 millimeter on the nut side, and we're going to take that nut off, and then we're going to work on the back nuts, which are 13/16, and we'll zip those up. Nope, they're not. They're 27 millimeter on this.
You can put the gun on that.
And we'll put the gun on that. We'll zip those off. Those are the ones that are going to be the hardest to get off. So we're going to take our time and work on that. All right, guys. Alright guys, we're trying to take this rear nut off. 13/16 on one side, 27 millimeter on this side. And this thing is not budging. It's like seized in that sleeve on the lower control arm. What we're going to try to do is heat it and see if that works. We've already taken out all the stuff here. And we just got to get that one out. It's just being a pain in the butt and does not want to come out. Oh wow, the suspension moved there.
The whole thing moved in, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring it back out to the center.
Yep.
Do the other one.
Alright guys, so we ended up having to get some new bolts, which the new model comes with this casted cam bolt. A lot of people say this makes it easier for the alignment of the front. The old bolts were not cam, they just slid in and out. So we ended up having to replace these because on the passenger side, the bolt would not come out no matter what we did, heating it, whatever. We ended up having to cut it out, if you'll see in the next clip, where Al had to literally cut the lower control arm off and then proceed to cut the bolt out so that we could get the lower control arm out and put the new ones in. So we're putting a little anti-seize on the shaft of the bolt so that hopefully we don't have a problem with this seizing up again, and also it should make it easier for the alignment guy to turn the cam bolt and get our alignment as good as he can on this old truck. Also, we removed the bushing, the sway bar mount and bushing. I didn't realize it makes it a lot easier to get to that bolt if you take the sway bar out, or you could do what we did and just like maneuver it around. But the sway bar mount actually has a U-bolt. We thought those bolts on top did not come out, but they do, and it definitely made it a lot easier to get these cam bolts in. And there's actually 2 cam bolts on each side that came with the kit. You can see right there. You actually, the bolt goes in the opposite way because it has the hole for it to hold that slider. So definitely this should be an upgrade, I guess, to what was originally on it, as Al works to try to get that other side in. But everything's good. I mean, when you're in there, anything that you can replace or you think might need to be replacing, is now is the time to do it. Again, rough country. So far so good for a lot of the stuff. We went in pretty well. Once we get a couple of miles on it and I feel like everything's broken in, I'll give you guys a review of how the ride is and everything. But yeah, we're just working on this lower control arm bolts. We got the front in. We just gotta get this rear one in, and then once we get that and put everything back together, it's off to the alignment shop so that they can do the alignment on the truck for us. Alright guys, so here you can see the passenger side lower control arm and how Al had to pretty much chop the one side that we couldn't get off, and then once he did that, use a sawzall to cut the bolt out so that we could get the lower control arm. As you can see, we went through quite a bit of blades to try to get this piece off, so it really is a pain. So if you think that your truck is this rusty and you can do this in one day, plan for a lot more time so that you can get this done. Alright guys, we're going to wrap this video here. Please like, share, and subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next video.